whether you can hear me saying this, but please, there's a lot of you standing beside your Lotus cars, please you to get into them, because we can't obviously get the parade underway until you're in the driving seat. So please, could everybody, I think you're moving now, thank you very much, but please, those of you standing beside your cars, get into your cars at the front of the line, otherwise, of course, they won't go anywhere. So please get into them.
There's a black one, yeah.
I think, so everybody please, in your cars.
Is that in a clap?
Who's the big fella with the new white one? What's his name
I'm sure
again?
the air conditioning is working fine. What, air conditioning in a Lotus? Yes, air conditioning in a Lotus.
That's Nick.
That's Nick Thompson.
Air conditioning in a Lotus is normally fine. I'm glad to see we've got a Lotus Elan, at least one of the original Lotus Elans out there, one of the front-wheel drive versions of the Lotus Elans there as well. And as I say, a Lotus Carlton at the rear, but no Lotus Cortinas, which is disappointing. There was one in the paddock.
There was one in the paddock, yes.
And a Mark 1 Lotus Cortina would have been a good one having that line as well.
In fact, there was a Lotus Cortina at the HSCC meeting the other week driven by
No, Ritson, no, I don't think so.
Indeed, who was also a farmer.
Yes.
But not from Scotland. But yes, the name's the same, the car's the same, not the original Jim Clark car. Right, I think we're rolling now by the looks of things. And so, actually, I can see a roof. So we did have to have my back turned. There is a Lotus Cortina in the line.
Yes.
Sorry?
Just coming round into
So here we are.
Now I can't wave it.
So a wonderful array. We'll go back to Andrew and his history of Snetterton shortly. But just to mention that on page 8 and 9 in the programme is a resume of the history of Snetterton, and there's a photograph there of Andy Green racing in the Elise Trophy at the Lotus Festival in 2009. Andy Green, of course, the fastest man on four wheels in the world, and not quite in the Lotus, rather quicker car.
Excels.
And has another project, obviously, to break the sound barrier, would you believe, on four wheels, and really an amazing achievement to do that.
+2, Elan +2.
That's nice.
So the cars now making their way around the circuit. We'll give you news of how many there are. Of course, it's a much longer circuit that they're circulating now, rather than the what is now the Snetterton 200 circuit. They're on the Snetterton 300 circuit, and
as they come past here, we can still see them over the back of the Bentley Straight. So there's go all the way round.
So a couple of miles on them, I would say. They would have filled if we'd been on the Snetterton 200 circuit. I think they'd have filled it.
Yes.
There's a lovely yellow Lotus Europa, the mid-engine road car.
Lovely, isn't it?
Powered by the two types of engine, the Renault engine, but more popularly the Lotus Ford twin cam engine.
I remember the Rallycross one of those.
Can you imagine being a dinner?
I'd rather say they were raced, yes. But yes, there was a Europa racing here, especially weeks ago. They still on the rear in racing. The original Lotus Europa. Difficult car to see out of, though.
Who was that? Who was that?
The engine cover quite high at the back. There's that blue over white Lotus Elan. Lovely looking little car. They were a challenge to keep on the road. What we don't seem to have, Andrew, is a Lotus Elite, original Lotus Elite, which was the first road car, production road car produced by Colin Chapman.
One that looks trying to sell.
I suppose you could say that the very, very early Lotus cars also were road cars, because they doubled up as road cars, cars you rode the circuit raced.
Very successful here in their day.
It's a PowerPoint.
Very much so, absolutely. In the hands of people like Trevor Taylor and Roger Mason. He's got a one here, and others who drove in
Brown, isn't it?
Effectively. There's Lester McCall, Graham Warner,
Yes.
the John Lorry, and Love One, which was never the real registration. It was a numbering painted on the car, but that and Daddy O weren't real registration numbers.
You know what
They always used to take part in the original 3-hour
That's right, yes.
And back to the
If this did
1964
it
race,
for
that was
you.
actually won by Jack Sears, who was of course a Team Lotus driver back in the day, but he was actually in his Wilman Cobra Coupe when he won the 1964 edition. But Jack told me that he, partway through the race, it was so foggy he had to open the door and stick his head out to see where he was going. But Jack managed to win that race, and the supporting Formula 2 race was actually won by Jackie Stewart in a Ron Harris Lotus 32. And you were in that one?
Yes, I was there for that. I was in the pits helping a chap called Peter Sadler, who died and raided a couple of years ago, but he raced the Lotus 23B then, and went on to race the Ford GT40s. And